Imagine if you could book a holiday not just to a destination, but to a moment in time, where you can walk the same street in 3 completely different centuries, eat food that hasn't existed for 2,000 years, and sleep in a hotel that hasn't been built yet. Welcome to Rome, the eternal city. And tonight, we're going on the most extraordinary holiday you've never been able to take until now. I'm your time traveller's guide, and Rome is waiting for you in every single era. Our first stop, 44 BC, the year Julius Caesar was assassinated. Rome is at the absolute peak of its power, a city of 1 million people, the largest on earth, with marble temples, roaring crowds, rivers of wine, and the most extraordinary street food scene the ancient world ever produced. This is your holiday guide to the Rome your history teacher never told you about. Let's start with where you'd stay. Forget luxury hotels. In ancient Rome, your accommodation options depend entirely on your wealth. If you're traveling on a budget, you'd check into an insula, a multi-story Roman apartment block. Think of it as the original Airbnb, noisy, crowded, occasionally on fire. But the views from the upper floors over the city. Absolutely breathtaking. A room on the ground floor of the Subura district, Rome's most colourful, chaotic neighbourhood, would cost you around 2 sestertii per night, the ancient equivalent of about €30. But if you've got serious money, you'd stay on the Palatine Hill, the Beverly Hills of ancient Rome. This is where senators, generals, and eventually emperors built their spectacular domus, private townhouses wrapped around open courtyards with mosaic floors, frescoed walls, private gardens, and slaves on hand to bring you anything you needed. Augustus himself was born here. What to do on your ancient Rome holiday? Start at the Roman Forum, the beating heart of the city. This is where elections are held, where orators like Cicero hold crowds spellbound, where merchants trade goods from across the empire, and where the great temples of Saturn, Vesta, and Castor rise 50 feet into the sky. The Forum is essentially the world's first shopping mall. Parliament and Town Square all rolled into one magnificent marble complex. Then there's the Circus Maximus, a chariot racing stadium that held 250,000 spectators. Think of it as an ancient Formula One race, except the drivers are slaves or freedmen. The crashes are lethal, and the crowd betting is absolutely furious. A charioteer named Gaius Apuleius Diocles earned the equivalent of $15 billion in prize money over his career. He was the highest-paid athlete in human history. And the Colosseum, opened in 80 AD, could seat 80,000 people. Entry was free. The emperor paid for it. Fast forward 2,000 years. Same city, same hills, same extraordinary light that turns every building gold at dusk. Modern Rome is one of the most visited cities on Earth, over 30 million tourists a year. The golden windows for visiting are April to June and September to October. July and August are when Rome really feels its 30 million visitors. Queues of 2 hours at the Colosseum, 40-degree heat, and prices at a premium. For the best combination of romance and atmosphere, stay in Trastevere, the ancient neighbourhood across the Tiber. Try Hotel Santa Maria, built into a 15th century cloister with orange trees in the courtyard, around €180 a night. For 5-star luxury, the Hotel de Russie near Piazza del Popolo is where film stars have stayed since 1897. The Hassler at the top of the Spanish Steps is Rome's most perfectly positioned hotel. You wake up, open your shutters, and the entire city is laid out below you. Rooms from €500, views worth every cent. Start every morning with a cornetto and a standing espresso at a bar. Bar San Callisto in Trastevere charges 90 cents for a perfect espresso at the counter. Never sit down for coffee unless you want to pay triple. The coffee is identical. Rome respects those who know the rules. For lunch, find a trattoria with no English menu outside and no photographs on the walls. In Testaccio, Flavio al Vellavedetto serves Rome's 5 signature pasta dishes: cacio e pepe, carbonara, amatriciana, gricia, and aglia pajata. A full meal with wine costs around €22. The wine list is one of the finest in Italy, and a reservation requires booking 6 to 8 weeks ahead. The Vatican museums book online 3 to 4 weeks ahead, first thing in the morning. The Sistine Chapel is astonishing, and Michelangelo's ceiling, completed between 1508 and 1512, remains one of the supreme achievements of human civilization. The Gallery of Maps is a 120-metre corridor painted with the most detailed maps of 16th century Italy. Entry is €20. The Colosseum's skip-the-line tip. Book the underground and arena floor tour. For €22, you get to walk on the actual arena floor where gladiators fought and look down into the Hippodrome, the underground tunnels and cages below. Hidden gem, the Aventine Hill. Climb up from Testaccio and find the Garden of the Knights of Malta, a keyhole in a door through which you can see, perfectly framed, St. Peter's Basilica. 5 minutes away is the Orange Garden, with the best panoramic view of Rome you will ever find, completely free. Almost always. Rome is 26 years into its most ambitious transformation since Emperor Augustus rebuilt the city in marble. The Centro Storico will be entirely car-free by 2030. By 2050, the streets choked with traffic since the 1950s will be pedestrian, and cycle boulevards lined with trees. The Tiber, historically Rome's most neglected resource, is undergoing a €10 billion restoration project. By 2050, the riverbanks will be fully accessible parkland, with electric water taxis linking Ostia Antica to the Vatican. Where you'll stay in Rome, 2050. Imagine sleeping inside a restored Roman bath complex with the original Hippocaust heating system beneath your floor. Imagine a rooftop. The dining scene of Rome 2050 will be the most extraordinary in the city's history. Chefs are recreating garum from scratch, growing Roman heritage grain varieties extinct since the empire fell, and developing tasting menus that take you through Rome's food history from 44 BC to the present. The Colosseum in 2050 will be one of the most technologically immersive experiences on the planet. Italy's plan, already funded, to replace the Colosseum's arena floor with a retractable wooden platform will be complete. You'll stand on the very center of the arena. But now, high-definition volumetric AR projections will fill the stands with a roaring Roman crowd, the air with the smell of sand and blood, and the hypogeum below with the sound of lions. Rome 2050 is the ultimate validation of what this city has always been. A living museum, a working city, and a culinary capital all at once. The ancients built for eternity, and it turns out they were right. Whatever century you visit, ancient, modern, or future, Rome rewards you with the same feeling, that you are standing at the center of human civilization. Time travel here isn't science fiction. It's just Tuesday. That's your complete time traveler's guide to Rome, past, present, and future. Next episode, we're heading east, to a city that makes Rome look young. I'll see you in Tokyo. Subscribe now, and I'll take you everywhere, across every era. That's your complete time traveler's guide to Rome, past, present, and future. Next episode, we're heading east, to a city that makes Rome look young, a metropolis that has been reinventing itself for 4 centuries without ever losing its soul. I'll see you in Tokyo. Subscribe now, and I'll take you everywhere, across every era.